What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the JDM version of the Daiwa Tatula 80 baitcaster. Now the 80 size Tatula came out in early 2022, so I'm definitely not the first one reviewing it, but you're about to watch my honest take of this reel. So I've had this reel for 3 months now, fished it about 4 times, 5 times, caught a bunch of fish with it. Absolutely love it. You know, I've always used spinning gears for walleye fishing, but this spring I pretty much fished the 80 size Tatula the entire time. I think it's fully capable of performing most of the finesse fishing applications that I've used on a spinning setup. You know, like throwing a powtail swim bait, jerk bait, crankbait, small Ned rig. I think this reel can do most of it. But you know, the one feature I wish this reel had is the drag clicker. This one does not have a drag clicker. You know, not a big deal. It's just not as exciting as fighting a big fish on a spinning setup. Now let's get inside and take a closer look at this reel. First of all, this is just a badass looking reel, mostly black with a little bit of chrome accents, and you got the Tatula print on the side plate, on the MagForce side plate, and zero adjuster, very low key. Very cool reel, very small, compact. So this is a JDM version of the Tatula 80, and I got it from Asian Portal Fishing. It's got a shorter 85mm handle compared to the 90mm on the USDM version we get here in Canada and US. And then it's also a bit lighter. It's 6.3 ounces versus the 6.5 ounces from the USDM version. Actually, I'm gonna measure the weight right here. .48, just say 6.5 ounces. So full spool of line on the spool, and that's 6.5 ounces. So yeah, so it's a bit lighter, not by much. It's already very light. I think those are the two only differences. Let me know if you know anything else, if I miss anything. And another obvious reason I went with the JDM version is the price. So depending on where you get it from, Digitaka, Asian Portal Fishing, or Japan Lure Shop, or from China, you know, AliExpress, you can get it from $170 to $200 Canadian. I believe the AliExpress has the USDM version. And because right now the Chinese currency to dollar conversion is low, you can get it for as low as 155 Canadian from AliExpress. That is incredibly cheap. You guys can look it up on Google, Tatula 80, and look at the price in Canada. The lowest I found was $250 Canadian plus tax. I don't think there's a difference in quality between the JDM and the USDM, as they're all made in the same factory in Thailand. So it's really a no-brainer to shop from overseas, and you can save almost $100. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I haven't bought a reel from retail for 2 years now. There's just no point unless, you know, it's like 50% off, which never happens. So let's quickly go over the spec. This is the Tatula TW80HL. I got a left-hand model, and H, that's for high speed. I got the 7.1 to 1 gear ratio. It does come with a 6 and an 8 speed. I got the medium speed, so 28 inches per turn. So basically, if I rotate the handle once, the spool turns 7 times and then brings in 28 inches of line. 6.3 ounces, super lightweight, as light as a 500 size ice fishing reel. You're not gonna get tired throwing it all day with a light rod, and that's one of the reasons I bought this reel. Super lightweight, you can fish all day with it. Now this reel is really small. It's actually the smallest sized frame in the Tatula lineup. I believe this is the same frame as the Alpha's SVTW. It's very small, which makes it super easy to palm. I mean, just look at how well this reel fits in my hand. I can fully glove it, basically. You know, compared to my Tatula 100 CT, this is the old 100 size frame. It's still small, but it's bigger for sure. And then this part kind of digs into the gap between my thumb and my index finger. Fishing all day, I get a little bit painful here. With the Tatula 80, I had no issue fishing with it. Absolutely love it. So according to Daiwa's website, the Tatula 80 is designed for finesse style fishing. So it can cast anything from a 3/16 to 5/8 ounce. And it performs the best for 1/4 ounce to 3/8 ounce lures. And that's exactly the same range of jigs that I throw for walleye and pike lure fishing. And 10 pounds of drag, not huge, but a good amount for walleye and pike fishing that I do. So this spring I was able to, haul in some decent walleye and also play the big pike nicely with this drag. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never felt really overpowered by any freshwater fish other than a sturgeon that I caught. But so drag is really not a concern on Daiwa reels. They're all very smooth, they're very strong. Alright, next we're gonna talk about the hyperdrive design. One of the reasons why I bought this reel. So this is a trickle-down technology from the much more expensive models like the Zillion and Steez. They're like $400, $600 reels. So, and Daiwa recently released the all-new 2023 Tatula 100 with the hyperdrive design at ICAST in Florida this year. I think the Tatula SVTW 103 is next in line to receive that treatment. And it's really great for us consumers that we can enjoy features from expensive reels without paying like $400, right? So definitely love how Daiwa trickles down their technology to lower even budget end fishing reels. So the hyperdrive design is basically a combination of refined bigger teeth design, tight assemblies, and aluminum material on the housing. So it consists of 4 design elements. First, it's the hyperdrive housing. This reel is made of aluminum and graphite. So you have 3 pieces of housing. So in the middle here, this is aluminum. And then on the side plate, on the MagForce side, this is graphite. On the gearbox side, this is also aluminum. Compared to a Tatula CT, only the center housing is made out of aluminum material. This gearbox is actually graphite, so that's an improvement from your regular Tatula. So the hyperdrive housing really helps the main gear, pinion gear, and the spool work in alignment. When you hold it, when you reel it, you just don't feel any play, and everything feels perfectly in line. And that's thanks to the tight housing to hold on to the gear and your assemblies. Next, we have the hyperdrive clutch. I don't feel a significant benefit for now. What it is they made the clutch bar tighter, less wiggle, and when you press it down, it's a very solid click, and it locks in place. You bring it back, it's also solid. So what it does is helps with the longevity of the reel. You can use it for a long time without damaging or failing the thumb bar at a point in time. So the third design element is the hyperdrive digigear. That's the main gear that sits in the gearbox right here. They made it smoother, bigger teeth, better gear mesh, provides you with a better reeling experience and more cranking power. So the fourth design element is the hyperdrive double support, which is not advertised on the box or anywhere on the internet for Tatula 80. What it is the pinion gear is supported by 2 bearings, or 1 on each side, to make the drive more stable. So overall better reeling experience. But I was able to find a schematic parts diagram for the Tatula 80 online, and I did see 2 bearings supporting the pinion gear. So I'm just gonna assume that this reel also has that 4th design element, the double support. So altogether, the hyperdrive design gives an overall smooth and tight feeling when you're reeling your lure or when you fight a big fish. I did feel that way this spring from hauling in a 27-inch walleye or fighting a 40-inch plus pike. The drag here, this is the UTD drag. It's really smooth. So this drag, along with the smooth gear, made the fight super enjoyable. When you reel down, there's just no grindy feeling or free play. You feel like, the rod, the reel, and your hand are one piece. You do feel like you're in total control when you're playing the fish. You gotta really try to know what I'm talking about. It does make fishing more enjoyable overall with this hyperdrive design. So let's talk about the spool and the braking system. The Tatula 80 comes with a 32mm diameter spool with a MagForce Z braking system. There's no SV technology in this spool. 32mm is on the smaller side, and compared to the 100, this is a 34mm. It's a little bit wider and a little bit deeper. This one is not shallow. I have line on there, you can't see, but it can hold a decent amount of line. So I've got the YGK Japanese braid. It's a PE 2.0, 48 pounds rated, but really thin. This is as thin as your 10-pound line, 10-pound suffix here in North America. Yeah, so I can fit about 100 meters in there and with a little gap. I really like the MagForce dial on this reel, not because of its appearance or anything. The Tatula 100 also has the MagForce dial. What I don't like about this dial, when I hold the reel, my index finger covers the dial, and it's very easy to turn. It's not stiff, Sometimes when I make a cast or when I'm fishing with it, my finger accidentally touches the dial, and next cast, I have less braking and a backlash. So that is a risk. So on the Tatula 80, this dial is very stiff and not easy to turn by accident. I've never had the issue fishing with it, so definitely love it. Okay, let's open up the side plate and take a look at the spool and the MagForce braking system. So it just takes a coin and there we go. It's spring loaded. Okay, and then you just twist it and pop. There's the internal MagForce braking system. The spool itself is a long shaft with the inductor cup. This is not the SV, so it doesn't twist out. It just pulls out straight. And then the spool is not light. It's kind of on the heavy side for this sized reel. So definitely not BFS level, but I was able to cast, quarter ounce down to 18 ounce lure, no problem. Like I mentioned before, Daiwa markets this reel as a Finesse baitcaster. I think that's quite accurate. So the MagForce Z braking system is great for distance and anti-backlash. I'm gonna quickly explain how it works. I did make a video a while ago explaining how MagForce Z works. You can click on the link over here to watch it, but I'll quickly explain it again. So on the side plate, you have two rings of magnets with a gap in between. That is to fit the inductor cup. Okay. So as you make a cast, the centrifugal force from the spool spinning pushes the inductor cup out into the gap of the magnets, and this is spring loaded. The further it goes in, the larger the braking effects that's being applied on the spool to slow down the rotation, right? So as your spool slows down, as it travels through the air, the inductor cup, gradually pulls back away from the magnets so that your spool can keep spinning, making the extra 15 yards on the second half of the cast. I think it's a very genius design and inexpensive at the same time. So yeah, shout out to Daiwa for making this happen, making the magic happens. Because the MagForce braking system is so good, there's no need to adjust your tension knob. This is called the zero adjuster. It's very short and almost like part of this housing, right? So you're not supposed to turn it. So Daiwa specifically factory tuned this spool tension to a point where it only allows 0.2 millimeters of side-to-side wobble, and they believe that's it. That's the perfect spool tension for it to, you know, flow freely, but not creating overruns. I mean, you can still tune it, but there's really no need in most situations. If you're not, you know, throwing super heavy lures, you shouldn't be turning or tuning this spool tension. I suggest you just leave it to the 0 position. And I had no issue, you know, throwing 1/4 ounce, 1/8 ounce, even to like 1 ounce lures without, you know, touching this spool tension knob. Okay, what else is there to talk about? Obviously, you got the patented technology, Daiwa's T-wing system. So what it is when you press down the thumb bar, it turns into a casting mode. So your line guide becomes wider to freely allow that line comes out, less restrictions, so better casting. And you have your Zion Dragstar Eclipse, and it's made out of high density carbon material, very lightweight. You can see the carbon strands in there. Nice ice-shaped rubberized handle, very compact, very comfortable, and and the drag pretty smooth, but no clicker, unfortunately. You know, overall it's just a cool looking reel, compact and fits in my hand nicely. Another thing I like about this reel is the look, right? You don't see screws anywhere really. They hide it underneath or on the inside, so making it very clean, very cool, very modern. Yeah, actually I'll show you the rod that I paired with. You know, I had to pick a lightweight rod to make a combo that I can cast all day with this Tatula 80. So yeah, here it is. This is a rod I picked from AliExpress. This is the Tsurinoya, where is it? Hold on. Tsurinoya Terrasauria. This is a 6'10" medium light, and it's got carbon wraps all the way from here all the way to the tip. I don't have the other half, but yeah, small guides, very sensitive, 40-ton carbon. I'll make a separate review video of this rod, but in short, it looks super cool, color matching with the Tatula 80 reel, black and a little bit of silver, and pairs nicely with the reel. It's just a perfect combo for finesse fishing. I'll put the reel on here to show you how well it palms with the rod and the reel together. So as you can see, the reel sits pretty low to the rod, and even with the rod I can fully palm it. Full control, super lightweight, super sensitive. Yeah, I'll show you some clips at the end of me catching walleye and pike with this setup. Actually, I'll leave the link of that video, fishing with this combo, in the video description, or I'll put a card here. You can click there. Yeah, check it out. Check out how well it fishes, how well it casts, how well it was able to handle small fish, big fish, any kind of situations really. Okay, so as a conclusion, if you're someone like me who doesn't have large hand, who prefers a finesse style, smaller frame bait caster, this is definitely the reel for you, and it's also inexpensive. That MagForce Z braking system is very friendly to use. I'll leave the link to the product in the description. I think I found the lowest price on AliExpress, so I'll just share that store with you in the video description. You can go check it out, save yourself some money. So let me know if you guys have any questions about the Tatula 80. Leave in the comment below. If you like my videos, if you like this kind of video, let me know. Leave a like, And if you want to follow along, definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel on T10 Outdoors. Until next time, tight line, guys. I'm gonna use a bass lure to try to catch walleye. Just a Ned rig, so in the water it sits up like that, it floats, the tail floats. So I'm not gonna reel in, but I'll just hop it. Okay. Let's see. Let's try it. Go, Ned rig, Ned minnow, Ned worm. Okay. Oh, I just had a bite. Oh, there it is. First cast with a Ned rig. Woo-hoo. Oh, I think this is a walleye. They love it. Oh yeah. Come back here. Oh, another nice walleye. Oh. Yes, they love this Ned minnow or Ned worm. Oops. There we go. First cast. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys right on the corner there. See that? That Ned rig on the drop. They always bite it on the drop. Didn't have to move it. They just come pick it up. That's another 21 incher. I think I probably just found a new juice right there. Okay, let it go. Look at that walleye, a beautiful fish right there. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.